us. Please. Go back. You go back. Go back. Excuse us. Please. Go back. You go. Go back.
Abronye DC talks with no common sense. Most of the time, he's just talking. And when you ask him to repeat what he says, I wonder if you'll be able to trace back. My brother, Abronye DC has defied his own party. He has become lawless. He has told his party time and again that he's untouchable. This is Abronye DC. He's the main hatchet man for Dr. Bawumia. Kennedy Agyapong has said it before that if Bawumia did not control his backing dog, he would also unleash his own wild backing dogs on him during the primaries. Do we remember? This is Abronye DC. Anytime the NPP wants to do a dirty job, this is the latrine man. They bring him to clean the latrine and pour more dirt. And it's sad. We live in a country where communicators do not need common sense anymore. What they need is foolhardiness and insults. So instead of clutching an encyclopedia of wisdom, they tuck under their arms an encyclopedia of insults. So you hear them arguing on radio, on TV, and it's the hottest ancient insults that they unleash on people. And I've said that time and again. That's Abronye, and he's full of lies. I used to really admire him. You know, I like it when empty-headed people try to pick up a few things along the way. I see them as learners, so we encourage them. But when people praise them and make them feel like they have reached, unfortunately, because they are already empty upstairs, they mess up them all. That's the case with Abronye. Sadly, Abronye sat on his show one time and said that Raymond Archer and Iyoko had paid me some big money. And whenever I do a story, I send to Raymond Archer. And Raymond Archer sends a message back to me saying, yeah, thumbs up, you do well. And I was like, where did Abronye get this from? I used to think that this guy at least spoke some truth. The moment I heard this from him and some other falsehoods, time after time, I told myself, nah, this guy is a crook. From that time, anything he says, I just laugh over that. I trust this guy at your own peril. They don't speak the truth. He and Bawumia are from the same school of thought. Lie to them. Fake it till you make it. Well, Abronye sat on his show, Bawumia TV, and he started to attack a judge. One Francis Boateng. He attacked him. Hi! What did Abronye say on his show? Run the doors. Hey. He's called Kwame Bafo, popularly known as Abronye DC. My brother, my sister. He labeled the presiding officer a political judge and alleged that the court is used by the government to oversee their benefit. He claimed the judge had been promised a promotion by the ruling party in exchange for favorable rulings in specific cases. This is serious. Oh, that judge was promised by Mahama that he should continue doing cases in support of the NDC so that they will promote him. Ah! But if you are empty upstairs, you don't really see this to be serious. You think it's one of your pranks. April Fool Day joke. That is a lawyer's or a judge's integrity, that he is playing to the gallery because of a promotion. What kind of a judge? Flip. This was what Abronye DC said. He reportedly insulted the judge's professional ability, stating that you have grammatical problems. Listen. Judges and lawyers who claim they are learned people, listen, they call each other learned colleagues. I cannot call my lawyer friend my learned colleague. I can only say my colleague who is learned, because we all are not learned except them. To attack his professionalism and his scholarliness is a very big bomb that has been planted in his stomach. He said he had grammatical problems and that he had been assigned to oversee cases at Adenta that he himself, because of his grammatical problems, he couldn't understand. Hey! He asserted that the court is not a court that delivers justice to its people. Listen. That court is not a court that delivers justice to the people. What an allegation. And questioned a supposed negotiation between the court and the Ghana Police Service. Listen, that the court and the police service had negotiated something. Kululu. And then he warned the judge that Article 146 will be in motion, referring to the constitutional process for removing a judge, because you cannot be a political judge. Give him that article. Tell Abronye, read it and explain. Wallahi, he can't. Yet I hear he has some degree somewhere. I mean, how did he get it? Read it and explain. Wallahi, Abronye will never be able to do it. Yet this is a communicator for his party. What a useless party. NPP never again. This is your communicator. NPP, this is your communicator. Bawumia, this is your communicator. Bono, Jesus have mercy. But specifically, what did Abronye really say? What was the issue he was commenting on? Listen. He made these allegations in response to a case involving one Abubakar Yakubu, also known as Baba Amando, the NPP communications officer for Sunyani East. Listen, what is the underlying case? Yes, the underlying case. Baba Amando had been arraigned before the Adenta Circuit Court, presided over by Francis Boakye on charges of publishing false news. Abronye claimed the court's handling of Baba Amando's case was politically motivated. He alleged that the judge was biased and had negotiated with the police to keep the NPP communicator in custody. You ask him for facts, and he's there wiping his bald head of sweat. Abronye voiced these accusations during a live show on his Onia TV, where he reportedly labeled the court an intimidation court and accused the judge of being a political judge who was promised a promotion of favorable rulings. Dash. So he was arrested. And he was in there. They were questioning him. And when he's on his show, when they arrest him small, it's like a chicken that has been injected with coccidiosis. Every coward can make noise. But when it's time for accountability, they fizzle into frittles. I really sympathize with him. For a reason, I really love this guy. If I happen to meet him, I have a lot to tell him. If you listen to me as somebody a little older than him, they arrested him. What did the Amando guy do? He put out photographs. You know, photographs that were actually, you understand, manipulated, photoshopped, whatever shop of Mahama, of Osukwache, you know, turn them into women and slapping the gay whatever on them. To be honest with you, if I were the one, I wouldn't mind. Knowing the crop of people, this crass upholders. But Abubakar Yakubu, aka Baba Amando, was picked up by the police, and he thought that he had done something heroic by changing the president into a female. Your president was in power for 8 years. The reason you were painting Mahama, a woman, you never dared even give your president a lipstick. What hypocrisy. And he thought he had done some heroic thing, maybe the next Kwame Nkrumah, showing his hands. Yes. So, Abronye went to spit all the lies. And he was picked up by the police, CID. Then he went to court, Adenta. Listen, when he arrived in court, you know who his lawyer was? Aremeyaw Anas. I honestly don't know the last time he went to court. I don't know. Because he's busy as a politician. Recently, I heard that a lot of these Sakawa boys, you know, the Sakawa Association of Swedru and some other places, is their favorite lawyer. I don't know how true it is. But that's what I hear. This is Aremeyaw Anas. So, if it is true that this man is defending Sakawa boys all over the place, I wouldn't go for this one. Or else people would think that I'm also in that class of Sakawa. But he went to defend Abronye. And Abronye stood there and leased his life to this guy, who himself needs a lawyer, a proper lawyer. Well, they tried to get bail for him. They had issues with the judge. Whatever it was, Aremeyaw Anas got so angry. He granted interviews on UTV, granted interviews on City, and he used unprintable words on the judge. He called him a Nungwasiye. Why on Nungwasiye? It's a disgrace. It's a shame. What did Afenyo Markin truly say? Run the dossier. Alexander Afenyo Markin, who acted as Abronye's lead counsel, launched a sharp critique of the presiding judge. He described the judge as a shame to the entire judicial profession. This is worse than what Abronye had said. It's a shame. And claimed the judge had brought a big shame onto himself and the judiciary. Afenyo Markin argued that the judge made prejudicial statements that set a dangerous precedent for the Ghanaian legal system. Flip. He specifically attacked the judge's use of subjective moral reasoning and references to figures like George Orwell and Robert Mugabe, stating these cannot override constitutional guarantees. He urged the Attorney General to request the record of proceedings and formally reprimand the judge for his conduct during the matter. He asserted that citizens would lose interest in the judiciary if judges continue to misconduct themselves in such a manner. It's only a bad lawyer who goes to court and loses and he takes it up on the judge. Like that other guy, Community Dubois' lawyer, what's his name? Atachia. He also went to court. He wanted a certain judge to be removed. And when the judge was not removed, he irresponsibly packed his books and walked with that rat hair on his head. Walked out of the courtroom, leaving his client there. What an irresponsible lawyer. These are the people who have made me shelve my long-standing idea of being a lawyer. All this while. They are not a good example to the law. To study law in Ghana, because of these elements, these guys, Atachia, this guy here called Alexander Afenyo Markin and some other twerps, I'll go and study dondology so I can dance. It's better. I dance and sweat and keep healthy. This profession is sickening. My brother!
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.